Okay. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right. So I got a new microphone. Um, I think I should get the music as well. Right. So welcome to the stream, everybody. And today, actually, I kind of changed my microphone a bit, and things are working quite fine. So today's plan was to just discuss programming, and I'm waiting for some viewers to join in, and then we will start off. Currently, we do not have any views or viewers, so let's wait. If you're watching after the stream has ended, then that's also fine. You can skip a little ahead, maybe. And yeah, so what we'll be doing today is we'll be discussing a few different Python viral features or life hacks, as you said. And we'll be seeing if they are legit or not. So let's go for it. So I'm just find out some life hacks, right? There's a lot of things in Python that is very important for you to understand if you want to do like proper like good programming. So there's some hacks or like some tricks that you should always keep handy. One of them is threading. Many people actually are very unaware of threading. So today I'll be showing firstly what threading is because it's a really important concept when it comes programming. So threading is first of all it's a library. So for example, let's say I have two functions. So I'll just create two functions and get back. Oh, well, that was a mistake. Um, so what do you see here? Well, clearly we can see that. Oh, it's raining outside. Nice. Okay. Sorry. Getting back to the topic. Clearly we can see that we have two functions, which is function 1 and function 2. So function 1 will start off, it'll wait 2 seconds, and it'll end. Function 2 starts off, waits 1 second, and ends. Now if I run them simultaneously, so if I do function 1, and then I do function 2, you will see that firstly, function 1 function 2 should end first since it only has a 1 second delay, and then function 2 will end because it has a 2 second delay. And if we run this, still no viewers, damn. You will see function 1 starts first and ends, then function 2 starts and ends. Which is wrong. We do not need that to happen. That is completely off. So, how do we fix this? That is exactly why the concept of threading was created, right? So let's say we created one, which will be threading dot thread, and then target equals function 1, and let's create another one which will be called t2 equals threading dot thread target is function 2, right? What have we done here? We have created two variables which are threads, right? Imagine these as two threads. One of them will start off, both of these will start off together, and the one which has lesser delay or lesser runtime in it will end first, right? Right? It's basically running two functions simultaneously. Very simple. So if we do t1 dot start, oh, and then we do t2 dot start, now these two will run simultaneously, and the one with lesser runtime will end first. So let's do that. Both of these start together, and since 2 has a lesser runtime of only 1 second, 2 ends first, and then 1 with a greater runtime will end next. Very simple, very unique. It's actually very useful in several different projects, right? Alright then. So I'll just get back to you in a moment. Okay, I'm really sorry for taking away the music for a while. Actually, I had to see something, so a little checking for the mic. Anyway, now we're back. So we have seen how threading works, right? Now, one thing is that you need to sometimes calculate the runtime for a function, the execution time. That is actually used in many different things. So let's quickly do this. I will create a function, let's say function 1 again, and right, and in this I will create a few statements, so like print hello, and then print this is a test, end equals print function. Right, what it should do is it should print hello, this is a test function. This is a test function will come out in a single line. So now if we want to check the execution time, right? So we do start time, let's say, equals time dot time, and then end time equals time dot time, and then execution time equals start time minus end time. Oh wait, sorry, end time minus start time. Right, and then we do print execution time. Right, now let's do this. Run it and we will see. Took 0.0 seconds. Wow. Probably because I forgot to call the function. Right, now let's run this once more. There we go. This is the runtime, everybody. This over here, as you can see, is the total runtime it took, which is 0.003 seconds. Now that is actually great. It is useful for many, many different things. So, that was that. Here's one thing. Many times, you just need to like like if you're using long name uh, libraries. For example, if I do speech recognition, right? Now this is a library, so we can give it as SR, and I think I named it wrong. Did I? Oh right, it's not like this. Like yeah, like this. So this is a very long name, and if I want to instance it a few times, like speech recognition dot recognize, right? Something like that. So that would take a lot of time. So you can just do as SR. So basically, you just substitute the name into something else, which is the name of a variable. Then, so this becomes a different variable, right? So that's how you can like save a lot of time just doing that. There are like many features you can use in Python just to save time, because time matters a lot. And if you're experiencing any buffering, don't mind that really. Things are working quite fine here. It's at normal latency. Alright. Um, that should take some time. Great. Right, so that was another one. Mm, give me a minute and I'll find some more things that might nice. Mm. Hmm. Here's one thing. Many people think that if you want, for example, here's like a programming question that is usually asked in many places, right? So, for example, you'll be given two variables. Say x is 5, y is 3, right? Or x would be anything. Let's say it's input. And then we'll do this equals to input, right? And now if you want to swap these variables, people would rather create another variable called z, which will be equal to x, and then y, which will be equal to z. Wait, x will be equals to y, and then y will be equal to z. That is what usually people do. But a very simple, very easy technique to do it actually is you do x comma y is equal to y comma x. And then it works the same way. So if I now print out, let's say x and plus x plus slash n y plus y. Now, let's see. I'll give these some values. So x over here would be, let's say, 6. And then y would be 8. So x becomes 8 and y becomes 6. It's very simple and it's quite useful in many places. It's something that most people frequently do not remember. And this actually saves a lot of memory space because uh, there's this thing like every variable will take a certain number of bytes on your computer, right? So every variable takes a certain number of bytes, and if there is an overload in bytes, then the program becomes too big and lengthy and complicated as well. So to save bytes as well as to reduce complications, we can simply just do this, right? Um, right. Here is a other thing. Reversing strings. People sometimes do not know how to reverse strings. So if you want to reverse a string, for example, let's say name is equal to input, enter name, right? And then if you want to reverse it, then you do name is, and then plus name, and then you put brackets and go like this. Right now, what this will do, it will reverse the entire string, and this is also this also works with lists. So let's say if I put my name, Temmie, see, it works perfectly, and it's really useful as well, because this is also again asked in many programming questions. And if you want to save your number of bytes, then you can do this, because there's one thing in some difficult programming questions, you will have to save bytes as well as milliseconds while you're programming. So if you like exceed the number of bytes, it will give you an error, or you might not pass it, right? So that is why, just to save bytes, you can use some small technique like this. Mm. Oh yeah, one small thing that I did not tell in my tutorials, but if you want to initialize an empty variable, for example, I want to create a list, right? So I can just do list and then just give brackets. This will initialize an empty variable. I did not tell this in one of my tutorials, but there you go. Here's how to do it, right? So you can then add to the list one, like for example, list one dot append one, like you can even put in a for loop for I in range 5. And then in the end, we'll just print out this one. And let's print out this one here as well. So that is how you kind of do it. Now let's run this and you will see the output. There you go. Empty list, and then you have this. Another way you can do this is just simply doing this. You can just simply do that, and it does the same thing. No big difference, really. But again, you can still use the other way. Whatever fits you right, that is. You can also extend lists. For example, if I have like a list 1 and then I have a list 2, and if I want to merge them, so I'll just do list 1 dot extend list 2, right? Let's say this is like 1 2 3 and this is like 4 5 6, right? And then I can print out this one once more. So we will now see a total of 3 outputs. So we have 4 5 6 and 1 2 3, and then we extend 1 2 3 to 4 5 6, and you get this a quick way to just save time, I guess. Right, just saving time and bytes, I guess. Saving bytes is very important, because like again, overloading, as I already told you. Ah, yes. Here's some things that people usually do, and they don't really realize it. So let's say I have a list one. Or let's say I have let's say sentence, right? Equals, and then I put it a list. So I do my name is Temmie, right? And now if I want to make this a single string, then like what most people do is they would like then create yet their string. So let's say I have like a string one equals, let's say, nothing, right? And then I can do for I in sentence string one plus equals I. Now what this does is it just takes every single index and goes through it, and this increases the runtime of of your program. So how do you save your runtime? So let me just show you what the output of this will be. Right? I'll just show you the output of this program, and then I'll show you what you can do instead. See, you can get my name is Timmy. I'll actually add spaces to this as well. Oh, great. Right. Now, instead of going through all of that, you could just simply do something like this. I think I gotta declare it first, and then yeah, there we go. So you could just do that, and in the end, uh, wait, did something go wrong? Oh wait, right, you're supposed to do this again. Saving the number of bytes, saving the runtime, and same output. Same output. See, so that is how you can really save time. Oh hey, I see I have a viewer. Hi. Uh, hey viewer. So if you're watching, then we're currently learning some small tricks you can use while doing your Python programming, and it's really helpful. So thanks for joining and stay by, I guess. Okay. Right. So that was how you can again save some time and some bytes. So mm, that was that. Let's see some more. Hmm. What else we got? Right, one thing. is saving time is very important because many programming questions not only saving execution time but saving the writing time because many programming questions, in fact most of them, have a time limit for you to write your program. So if you want to save time, let's say if I want to do um multiplier, right? And then I want to like add some multiplications to it, right? So um if I want to do like let's say a number like x equals 10, let's say, or let's create a for loop variable x, right? X equals int. Now I'm gonna give it a value. So for x in range 10. Let's do this, right? And what we can do is we can do x into x. This is basically a shorthand way of creating a list. So if you're like way too lazy to type out a full list, then you can just do this. Like if you want to not type out a full for loop with every single small syntax details, then you can just do this. It's simple to debug and same output as you would get for your common for loop. So this creates squares. So I'll just give it some more appropriate name like squares. That makes more sense, right? So it will give you squares of the number. I can also do something more like into 2. That's multiplication by 2 basically, right? Very simple, very nice method of saving your time while you're writing. Why is there nobody watching? There is one person watching, but they're not like typing it in the chat. So it's kind of as if I'm talking to a wall. No worries. One thing is using the keyword f, right? So that could also like help out a bit. So for example, I have a name variable, right? And let's say Temmie is the name. And then I want to print out the name, but it's gonna be a little quicker, right? So one thing is using the f keyword that saves a lot of time. One, that saves time. Two, that saves execution time. So what I could do is name is, and then I could just put these brackets and type out the variable name. Saves a little bit of time, doesn't it? Name is Temmie. Works the same way as I would if I just put like a plus symbol here, except that kind of takes a little bit of execution time because it's performing a huge operation. So that saves a bit of time. Oh yeah, there's a small Python trick, kind of, you can say. It does not really have anything very important, but it's kind of fun to look at. It's kind of like a small poem. If you do import this and then you run your program, you get a huge poem, The Zen of Python by Tim Peters. Beautiful is better than ugly, explicit is better than implicit. Simple is better than complex, complex is better than complicated, flat is better than nested, sparse is better than dense. Readability counts, special cases aren't special enough to break the rules, although practically it beats purity. Errors should never pass silently unless explicitly silenced. In the face of ambiguity, refuse the temptation to guess. There should be one, and preferably only one, obvious way to do it, although that way may not be obvious at first unless you're Dutch. Now is better than never, although never is often better than right now. If the implementation is hard to explain, it's a bad idea. If the implementation is easy to explain, then it's a good idea. Namespaces are one honking great idea, so let's do more of those. It's a small kind of poetry, the Zen of Python, so it's kind of explaining how you should write your programs, I guess. Not really very understandable, but I guess. Are you all aware of what a Fibonacci series is? Type yes in the chat if you are aware of what the Fibonacci series is. Okay, I'm not getting a yes in the chat, so I guess I'll just not tell that one then. Can't find, can't think of anything more now. And there goes the only one who's watching. Oh well. So not only can you, I think I told you the way to swap around variables, right? So if I have a equals 3 and b equals 4, and then I want to swap these around, you can do a b equals ba, right? Another thing you could do is a plus 5, something like that, right? So you can do b plus 5 and a equals a plus 5. So I'm just adding 5 to both of them. This is called a simultaneous way of doing equations, like a simultaneous equation. So you can now do a. Again, I'll use a F keyword to make things simpler. Session B and then B. See? Saved a lot of time, didn't it? So A is 8, B is 9. Makes sense because 2 plus 5 is 8, 4 plus 5 is 9. Again, saving a lot of time, which is really nice because you never know when you need to save time. And that for loop thing that I showed you, the one that decreases time, right? That is actually called a generator. So, told you about F strings as well. I don't know. Right, again, the thing I did for strings to reverse a string, remember? You can also do that with lists. So if I do list 1 and do this and add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 45, okay, 4, 7, right? And then I want to reverse this. I'll also put 8 gap there. If I want to reverse this, I can just do list 1 equals list 1 and then do this minus 1. And I forgot to print it out. I think it was 874321, if I'm correct. 874321. See, simple way, and you can reverse your lists using that. No viewers again. Hmm. One thing is that if you do not, if you're, for example, dealing with a variable, let's say we have 3, and then I want to get the cube root of 3, or the cube of 3. So you can just do x into 3, and this basically does, it basically works like x into x into x. And then I can add like an infinite number of numbers that I want to it. So that just goes on. You can also use this in sort of like loops for I in range 4. Do x equals x into x into I, right? Right. So if I do this, it should, of course, you need to print x as well. And we get 1. Why do we get 1? But we add it to this. Also print I. Oh, okay, because it starts off at 0. So it goes 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay, I get it. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, and 1 to the power of anything is 1. Let's try it now. Right, something like that. You can see 39729 and this big number. Although there's something feeling a bit odd. And then x equals 3. Let's do this again. Right? Because then it might fix it. Yeah, there we go. Now that fixes it. So this is basically printing all the cubes of x up to... this is printing x square of x and then cube of x. You can add as many numbers as you like the power of 4, 5, anything, right? Oh, a viewer joined. Nice. Alright, hey viewer. How's it going? Enjoying your life? Alright. So if you are unaware what we're doing right now, we are discussing some different tricks you could apply while using Python and programming with it, because Python has a lot of things in its bag that you can use. "40 minutes have passed and we had a total of 4 viewers in this stream. Last time we had quite a couple more, like 30 or something. Oh, so you got anything we could talk about, I guess? And there goes that viewer. Okay. So we saw a few things now. Um, let's see what else we got here. I actually kind of added a few settings to my microphone. I don't know how it's sounding right now because I changed it a bit. Also, I think I'll be sharing the new Discord link in the comment section, so you could join it if you want to continue learning Python. It's also going to be in the comment section of the last two videos. So I'm currently working on the Discord server still, and once it's done, I will immediately share the server link, and you could join it, and we can discuss about Python and other programming languages. Also, should I create a Java tutorial next? Let me know in the comments if I should create a Java tutorial next, and because I've already done a lot of Python, and Java is also a unique language that we should work with. I do Java a bit, not too much, right? So maybe I could give like some basics of Java that you might need. Some very simple basics, not too complex. So I won't go through a lot of libraries, only like the common libraries, as well as using for loops is a very important thing in Python as well as like other programming languages. If you don't know how to use for loops, then you are a disgrace. So let me just do this and show it to you real quick. So we will go print and let's create another for loop for j in range say 5 again. Let's go for I. Print j and equals, right? Right, now if you can see what's going on. It's kind of like a small pattern, but you should really know how to create patterns because creating patterns is a very important part of programming. Many times you might be asked to create very simple patterns and you might get confused, and that could cost you a bit too much maybe. Right? So you don't wanna get costed a bit too much. So this is just helping you out, I guess. Right? Um, yeah. So you could like create simple patterns, and if you want to like reverse this pattern as soon as like you're like if you want to create a different pattern, there are several patterns that you could create using this. For example, you can even just like do this stars. You could do -1 here, right? So you could like create a whole bunch of patterns, I guess. I don't know. There's like I've already told this many times, there's infinite possibilities of what you could do with programming. So um I guess that's it. Anybody else join? Oh, there was someone who somebody did join, and then they left. Two people did join, and then they left. I got like 7 views in the stream. Kind of sad, but I guess I'm fine with it. So, Let's just continue working on this. So what I'm trying to achieve here is sort of like this pattern. I'll get it in comments. Right, something like this, I guess. And this is kind of what I'm trying to do. It's a little easier in Java. Pattern making might get a little confusing in Python, but it's not exactly difficult, I'd say. So I'm gonna try this combination. I think I messed up. No, this is a Godot. I also do some Godot programming. I could post a tutorial about that, but I'm not really like into Godot tutorials. It's a little complicated to do Godot. Although I will try if you need it, I guess. This combination doesn't work. We'll have to try something different. So you have to kind of think intuitively how the program will be carried out. This is the number of rows you will have, right? So this is like one, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This is how you will have it. And then for columns, it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this J creates the columns, I creates the rows. And if you put them together, it will create rows and columns and make a sort of this kind of pattern. And if I want to create a backward sort of rows, then we'll have to think a bit differently. It's like 5 minus I guess. Yep, that works. Let's turn it down to 4, I guess. And see, just a little bit of intuitive thinking could solve out the problem exactly how you need it to. Of course, so, yeah, of course, pattern building is kind of complex, and if you get with it, then things just become better. It just becomes better. So, I guess that was it for this tutorial. For the next tutorial, you should just let me know if I should do other tutorials as well. Like, I could try doing Java tutorials, or maybe web development, right? I could give some basic syntaxes that you might need for doing HTML. Because HTML is quite vast, just like Python, but some basics might get you covered through. So I could do it in many tutorials, or I could create one single fast crash course, just like I did for Python earlier, and get through with everything. So that was it for Python, I guess, because I'm kind of done with Python. If I could, I will try doing Java next. Let me know in the comments what I should do next. And till then, I will see you later. Goodbye.